Like dudes that just seen a big booty. Fanboys are going crazy.
It's hard when your toes get to talking and your legs get to walking and your luck run out like, oh no.
So, I'm going to try to breeze through this discussion real quick so it doesn't sound too much like a lecture for you guys. Pretty much what happened today was I was arguing with somebody on my friend's Google Plus page dealing with the topic of PS4 versus Xbox One on backwards compatibility. He was saying that Xbox One wins automatically because they're doing backwards compatibility and PS4 is not. I told him technically PS4 and Xbox One are both doing emulation, not backwards compatibility, but Xbox One is allowing us to get games for free and not trying to resell them to us, so good on Xbox One for that. He got upset by that and we ended up into a big argument. Pretty much what went down was he was saying that because backwards compatibility, well, let me rephrase that. He was saying because Xbox One is letting you play your old 360 games for free, that equals backwards compatibility. And he was saying because Sony is emulating the games but charging you to emulate it, that means that it's not backwards compatibility. So basically, he's defining backwards compatibility as a $sign, which is weird and makes no sense to me. It's completely stupid. So we continue arguing. It goes on further, and he tells me to explain emulation. So I told him emulation is simply using a digital copy, also known as a ROM, on a computerized version of the actual console to play the games. I also told him he can Google this and he'll find a couple of websites where he can do this and play those games on the PC. But I'm not going to go too far into that because I'm not trying to lose my channel. Anyhow, we kept arguing about it. He acted like he didn't understand what I was saying, and I gave him another example of with the PS2 era. PS2, you put in a PS1 disc and the laser reads the disc and you play it. You don't put in a PS1 disc, you don't have to wait for it to download off the PS1 store or anything like that. And when you use the PS4 or the Xbox One, that's what you're doing. You're downloading a digital copy from their store to play on the game. Even though Xbox One says you can use your game, you put the game in, and then when you put the game in, it still downloads from the Xbox store a digital copy to play off of. So it makes it sound like it's working like the PS1 days when you used to just put it in and play, but it's not. It's pretty much just using the disc like to identify that you're not lying and you do own the game, but then downloading the digital copy and still playing off the digital copy, which isn't true backwards compatibility. Also, something else I didn't put in an argument with him is that when you do these type of emulations, you usually tend to have frame drops and stuff like that that you wouldn't have just playing the original disc. Like if you played a PS1 game on PS2, you wouldn't have frame rate drops and stuff, but if you use an emulator, you're definitely going to have frame drops, and any of us that's used emulators before knows that. So I didn't use that example per se, but that's another thing. But the point is, I still gave him key examples that proved my case, and he tried to damage control it to a T. And the problem with that is when we do these type of things, companies start to walk over us because they see we don't care how they treat us. Now Xbox One isn't doing this, but you know what company is doing this? Sony, because Sony fanboys always try to damage control what they do, and now they're walking over them and charging them for games they already have. More companies will start to do that if we don't stand up and fight. So I'm gonna put down in the description the link to the Google Plus page where we had this argument so you can read through what we said, and I'm also going to put 2 links that talks about this more that I read through, and then that will be 3 sources going through the one on Jay Daughtler's Google Plus page where I argued with this other dude on his page. But anyhow, let me know in the comment section below what you think about buzzwords such as backwards compatibility and how they're used to try to bandwagon fans with nostalgia to take the money and all that good stuff, as well as some other buzzwords that are being used in the gaming communities these days to get that quick buck. But I've been RetroBro and I am signing. Like the video? Well, why don't you check out RonnRetrobro.com, where I showcase my favorite YouTubers, videos from subscribers like yourself, the latest in news. You can listen to the music I'm bumping, and I post my blog stories and news entries here. It's a place for us gamers to kind of get to know each other more and kind of let smaller YouTubers like us get better noticed.